Hello. Uh, so this is going to be a follow-up on some of my bill of exchange stuff, and I'm also going to go into a little bit on the Federal Reserve Act. I hope what I share is accurate. It's accurate to me in the way I understand it. But then again, you may want to do your own research. You may want to ask somebody to double check. If I'm wrong, I need someone to tell me I'm wrong because I need to take this video down. Anyways, so let's get started with the bills of exchange. The other day, I made mention that I had some collection agencies reach out to me. And I'm going to show you this. Give a fuck less about the information. You can steal my identity if you want to. I really don't care. All you're stealing is a trust company that the state created. Anyways, so this is just one example I'm going to show. But this is from Commonwealth Financial Systems, and they sent me a letter, and it's got a CFSI reference number, which I'm assuming is the account number, and then it mentions the original creditor, the original account, the amount due, the service date, and the current creditor, whatever that means. Which is interesting to me because the current creditor is not Commonwealth Financial Systems, but Pendrick Capital Partners, LLC. Anyways, they rate this and they said, attached is an itemized statement that you requested regarding the above identified debt that has been placed in our office for collection by the current creditor. This statement may not reflect payments made, blah, 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 blah. And then it's collections representative Marie Parker. Okay, so this is what was sent to me. Okay, now as you can see, I've endorsed this bill. Same way you would get your credit card bill or your electric bill or phone bill or whatever. This is a bill. By definition of the term bill, this meets the definition of a bill. So as you can see, I put accepted and for deposit on the bill. Okay. Now this is something I picked up from Brandon Joe Williams, and he does a very lengthy explanation as to the bill of exchange and the roles played in the bill of exchange and so forth and so on. The guy looks like Jesus. Nothing new under the sun. And he's got his own YouTube page. I'm gonna get a link and we'll put it in the description here, so you can check that out if you want to. But Brandon says that, and based off of the definitions of endorse, or no, not endorse. Maybe, what was it? I think it is endorse. Yes, it is endorse. On the definitions of endorse, you've got blank endorsements, you've got a restricted endorsement, you've got this endorsement, you got that endorsement. There's many, many different endorsements. I had made an attempt on one of my bills to leave a blank endorsement. This was advised against, and I understand why it was advised against, because if you think in terms of a check and you sign the back of a check before you actually cash the check, if you lose the check, anyone can take the check and get money off of it. Thus, this is the same principle with the bill. If I endorse the bill but don't direct who it's to or put instructions on it, then the bill itself becomes open for anyone to use. And if I endorse it and they have the endorsement and there's no further instruction, then the credit companies can take and deposit the monies into their account. Now, here's what's interesting. At least it's interesting to me. I want to show you this. If you look at the bill here, you'll notice the numbers 1622 or some crazy shit. It's not negative. It's positive. It's positive balance. Now, I don't quite grasp why we get bills with positive balances. I'm still not. I mean, I follow it, but I don't really understand it. Anyways, there's nothing owed here to get a zero balance, if that makes any sense. Nothing's owed. You're endorsing what is there to go into it, to deposit into account, which is why I've put accepted and for deposit. And then I put in the all caps name that was congruent with the all caps name listed on the account, for, okay? And then I've done my beneficiary living man signature. I've also included that I'm an agent. I've also numerically wrote out the dollar amount. I've also verbally or semantically or text, I don't know. I wrote it out in words. So you got $1,622. Now I know this is important. This word written out explanation of the money is very important. It says this in the Bill of Exchange Act. If there's discrepancies between the two figures, they go and they collect from the one that is written in words, okay? So you need to make sure this one is accurate, more so than this one. Okay, so then I sign it. Now, I'm going to mail this back to them after I make copies. I'm mail them the letter that they sent me. I'm going to mail them the bill back. And then I've also including a letter. Now, I've got 3 of these I'm doing, so none of these letters change other than where the account changes, meaning, let me see. As you can see, this one is for Matthew C. This one is for Matthew Corey. This one is for Matthew C. Anyways, in these letters I've included, to whom it may concern, I am the agent for whatever the name was on the bill that was sent. This notice is to inform you the bill of exchange delivered has been endorsed and delivered. Stop bothering me. Sincerely, and then I'm going to sign. I'm a firm believer in a lot of this we just overcomplicate. Things don't have to be so wordy, so verbose in your doctrine. It's just not necessary. It's all bullshit. Brandon Joe Williams discusses this a lot. You look in your card agreements, you look in your contracts, and they've just got all this extra wording that's like so unnecessary. It has nothing to do with anything that's relevant. The only thing that's relevant is that there is money owed and it needs to be paid. So that being said, I think that this pretty much sums it up because I'm returning the bill and I'm enclosing the note stating, 1, that I'm the agent, of 2, the account listed on the bill. And I'm also informing them that the bill has been delivered, it has been endorsed, and it is being delivered again. So by my understanding of all this, there's nothing left to do. Bills should go away. So we're going to try that. We're going to see how this happens or how this occurs. or what occurs when this gets sent. Hopefully this will work. Now, all that being said, let's go over to the Federal Reserve Act. So I opened up the Federal Reserve Act and I went down to the library the other day and I printed off the first 45 pages. I'm not trying to overdo things. It's a lot of information. So anyways, on the very first page, you get down to number 2, and it says the definition of a bank. And it says, wherever the word bank is used in this act, the word shall be held to include state bank, banking association, and trust company, except where national banks or Federal Reserve banks are specifically referred to. For purpose of this act, a state bank includes any bank which is operating under the code of law for the District of Columbia. Now, I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, all right, so the straw man is basically a District of Columbia entity. It's fictitious. It exists and resides only in Washington, D.C., or actually in Puerto Rico, I guess. Anyways, I was really, really interested in this edition of trust company. So I looked up a trust company. And the trust company in Black's Law 7th edition is defined as a company that acts as a trustee for people and entities and that sometimes operates as a commercial bank. And then it says the title. So I went to title. Several different definitions are there. Important thing, I think, here, after having watched Brandon Joe Williams discuss the Bill of Exchange Act, is that trust company is one that sometimes also operates as a commercial bank. The Social Security number is a number identifying a trust, okay? And as Matthew Corey Robinson, I am an agent of that trust. Thus, this is a trust company, my all caps name, and I'm an agent of that trust company. Therefore, I'm also a banker of that trust company when my trust company acts as a bank, which goes into further, which would be further explained by Brandon in the video I'm going to add the link to. So anyways, that was pretty interesting, especially since it's like the second thing that gets listed in the Federal Reserve Act. Now, let's go to Federal Reserve Districts. This is page 2. Now, we've already established that trust companies are included in this, and that trust companies can also act as banks. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a lot, but the last sentence is really, really, really quite interesting. It says, every national bank in any state shall, upon commencing business or within 90 days after admission into the union of the state in which it is located, become a member bank of the Federal Reserve System by subscribing and paying for stock in the Federal Reserve Bank of its district in accordance with the provisions of this act, and shall thereupon be an insured bank under the Federal Deposit Insurance Act. And failure to do so shall subject such bank to penalty provided by the 6th paragraph of this section. So I got to thinking about this, and I'm gonna ask someone that's provided some information on this stuff with the Treasury, and see if I'm understanding this correctly. We were supposed to do something the moment our trust company was created in accordance to this. And if we don't do it, then we're subject to penalty. And I'm reading this stuff, and it's kind of putting pieces together for me on this. This is it's like over and over again, they're explaining to you that who you are is not who you are. This is a company that's been created by the Fed to allow you to do business. Now, for those of you that don't know, an individual cannot contract with a corporation, and a corporation cannot contract with an individual. The reason being is because the corporation is limited in liability, whereas the individual man consumes all liability. And in order for a contract to be valid, if I understand all this correctly, there has to be a party that loses and can accept liability, and there has to be B party that can lose or win and accept liability. I think I'm expressing this right. In other words, corporation being a group of people, you can't put liability on an individual. So they can't contract with us, but they can contract with your trust company, because you're acting as agent of your trust company. So when all this BS gets sent to you, it's for your trust company, not you as a man. You as a man or a woman, subject to no penalties whatsoever, because you're just an agent within this company. You're not actually the company. Company is a fictitious entity. I don't know how else to explain this. Strongly encourage all of you, get out here and read this shit, man. Read it, learn it, know it. It's like it's just hoodwinked and bamboozled, just left and right. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I'm looking for some feedback. I want to know if I'm accurate in what I'm telling folks, in what the information I'm retaining is my understanding of this accurate. Also, I encourage y'all to try it. I mean, look, this is so simple. I mean, it's ridiculous how dumb easy this is. That's a bill. That's a bill. That's all it is a bill. And I've made a few minor adjustments to the bill, and I'm sending the bill back. And I'm not sending any money. One, because there is no money. I couldn't pay this if I wanted to, because we have no legal money or lawful money. Or see, and the semantics of this makes it so confusing to even teach, because it's like I got to be careful in what I say, just because the wrong word being used will screw you up. That's why I strongly encourage everybody, just do your own research, man. I mean, read these bills, read these acts, read these statutes and codes. Anyways, going to work today. I'm gonna get some copies made of my bills, and we'll send these out Monday. I'm gonna keep reading this Federal Reserve Act and see if I can get a little bit more understanding of how we qualify as banks. Because based off of what I've read so far, essentially the trust company is a bank. Your all caps name and your social security number is a bank. It's a bank. And the link that I'll post in the description should help you. It's a very, very long video. It's like 3 hours. But Brandon does a really good job in that one. He's very, very explanatory in the things he discusses. There's also even a little more information at the very end of the video, like the last half hour or so, where he talks about how you correct your status and pull yourself out of U.S. citizenship. I think the biggest thing we need to understand is that no matter what you do, your all caps name is always going to be technically a U.S. citizen. It's always going to be a person. It's never going to change. It resides in Puerto Rico. I mean, that's where that account is. You as the living man do not. And the whole purpose of this correcting political status thing is to show that you are an actual man and that you do not live in Washington, D.C. and you do not claim any kind of relationship with the United States corporation. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. Wish me luck. I'll let y'all know what happens with these bills when I get them sent here at the first of the week. Probably be 2 to 3 weeks before I get a chance to post anything again. We did some things to my credit, try and get my credit back up. For some strange reason, my credit score fell right after I got that credit card, and now the only credit cards I'm eligible for are secured cards, which I've been wanting to do this on a secured credit card, but I've been very hesitant to do that because the secured credit card has a deposit already made to it. And if I send this in and they want to get real iffy on me, I'm afraid they'll take the deposit that I made into the account. I want to see how this goes with another credit card where I've just given some credit card or given some credit unsecured, and see if I can ultimately make another payment by accepting the bill and sending it in for deposit. If that works, then on the secured credit card, I plan on doing the same thing. The bad thing is they do close the accounts. So it's like you have to get a new credit card after you use this credit card. And from what I've noticed, you can use the credit card, you can use one credit card for 2 months. You'll have your credit card accessed the first month and you can use it. You'll get a bill. And they won't close the account until they receive the bill of exchange. And typically that takes place into the second month of the credit card. So I'm hoping what will happen. The first time I was given a $400 limit. I'm hoping I get a bigger limit the next time around. And I'm going to apply for more than one card, just because I want to see how this all unfolds. This thing with the money, it is like I work. I don't plan on not working. I'm too much of a busybody to not work. Don't get it twisted. I love sitting out there on the back porch soaking up this South Carolina sunshine during the summer, but I got to stay busy too. And I like getting up and having a little bit of purpose for my day. Nonetheless, I just want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, man. I mean, really, truly, it's like, I shared in my my story. Man, I believe in Christ. I love Jesus. I love the Lord. I love God. I talk to him daily. I read the word daily. My own personal belief, this is all going to end anyways. There is no correcting this. If you buy into prophecy and you read the Bible, then you already know there ain't no correcting this. There ain't no fixing it. This is essentially, this is almost supposed to be, in a sense, the way things are supposed to happen in order for everything to end the way it's supposed to end. And I'm getting spiritual on y'all, or religious, or however you want to look at it. If you believe in the Bible, though, you should not be misled in any of this to think that you're going to fix something. It's not going to happen. I don't believe that anyways. All of this stuff has to happen in order for the end to come. If anything, I'm just trying to speed up the end. It's, man, I don't know, right? These were some really, really clever fucks. I mean, you talk about deviant pirates. Oh, wow. Look, man, best of luck to all y'all out there. Keep doing your homework, keep learning. Keep sticking it to them whenever you can. I mean, seriously, they've been screwing us since the day we were all born. I mean, immediately. It's like just sticking big old fucking cucumbers up our ass. And we weren't nothing but infants. So, yeah. If you can fuck them, because they're fucking us. I think that's all I wanted to discuss today. I hope y'all were able to get a little something from this. And like I said, if my information's inaccurate, please tell me. Show me proof as to why, though. Don't just come on here and be like, "Look, dude, you're wrong." That's not helpful. It's not helpful to any of us. So if you're going to say something, try to be helpful or complimentary. I mean, like Mom always just tell me, if you ain't got something nice to say, don't say anything at all. So that's kind of how I try to roll. At least today I do. Hadn't always been that way. But again, thank y'all for your time. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your comments. And I look forward to addressing y'all on the next go around. Hopefully I'll have some good news on these bills. We'll see what happens. Thank you.